Hey everyone, Chrissy here. I started my first YouTube video going over type 1 diabetes and what my journey had looked like. Now, really hard to put everything in one short 15-minute clip for the past 15 years. So my YouTube channel, I really wanted to help other people and make sure that they know that they're not alone with this disease, and and to let you know that there are people out there that can help. This doesn't just go for the person that has been diagnosed, but also to the families. If I can help in any way whatsoever, that is my main goal for this channel. Now, specifically what I want to go over today, I want to go over how I started and exactly what I took medication-wise and what I'm currently doing now medical device-wise. So when I first was diagnosed, I was 17 years old. Up until the age of 17, if my mom told me I had to go and get shots for like right before school started, I was like, oh yeah, like acting like the tough girl, and all was good, and I was like the kid that didn't cry or scream or anything. But that completely changed because, like I had said in my last clip, I had to give myself my first shot of insulin before I left the hospital. So what that looks like is giving myself an injection of what I was taking at that time, Humalog. So I had to always have needles with me. Now, I'm glad I don't have these anymore. Having a 3-year-old and 1-year-old, I'm glad I don't have these around. Now, I do because I still have some left over, or, worst case scenario, maybe my pump doesn't work, whatever. That's never really happened though, but I always keep them as backup. So I was always carrying needles around just because I had to draw up my insulin whenever I ate. So to be more specific, whenever I ate, I had to go onto a sliding scale. So for every 15 carbs that I would eat, I would have to give myself 1 unit of insulin. So I had to do a lot of carb counting and then going through all the math in my head. Luckily, I love math, but anybody who doesn't love math probably isn't going to like the whole sliding scale and having to remember things. So I was actually on Humalog, actually still am, but I would draw up my insulin, my Humalog with my needles, and then I would give myself however much injection that I needed. Then that was just for meals. Now, Humalog is a fast-acting insulin, and you should see the effect within 15 minutes on average. Now, the other one that I took was actually Lantus. Okay, I know this looks backwards because I have the camera turned around, but Lantus is a long-acting insulin. So I would take this right before I would go to bed, and my prescription was to take 24 units every night of Lantus. Now, everybody is going to be different because everybody's body is different, and how you really take in insulin is going to be completely different than somebody else. So make sure you always check with your endocrinologist on that. But that's what I did in the beginning. I always had to carry around like extra needles and make sure that, I was wiping the area of where I was going to inject. And usually I would do like on the back of my arms or on my legs. I stayed away from my stomach. Just a personal choice. I don't know, on the back of the arms and the legs, I didn't really feel it that much. But other than that, that's what I did for 8 years. 8 years, because I was stubborn and I didn't want to get into a device that I was going to have to physically wear and then have a bunch of people asking me questions. I wasn't ready to answer questions about diabetes. And it took me a long time to get out of that denial period. So I went back to my endocrinologist. I was about 25 years old when I got into the Medtronic's 630 pump. Now, that was a game changer. I don't know why I didn't do that any sooner, but that was definitely a game changer for me. Now, I know that with a lot of endocrinologists, they definitely make sure that you go through all the training for it so that you feel comfortable with it. But if you're younger, making sure that somebody, a parent, a guardian, anybody is with you just so that they can fully understand it as well. Because you don't want to feel alone in that process. And it's always nice to have somebody else know what's going on just in case if a malfunction or anything else happens. So I had gotten the pump and I put in all of my calculations, my carb to how many units that was going to be taking, my carb ratios, my correction, all of that information goes into the pump. So say if my blood sugar was a little bit higher, then it would automatically already figure out that correction. Plus, I would just say, okay, I'm eating 30 carbs. And then the calculation would take care of everything. And all I do is bolus. Amazing. Okay. Now, just recently, within the last year, just kidding. I just got to 670 in the beginning of the year, or close to it. About March or April, I got to 670G with Medtronics. I absolutely love this. Now, the main reason why I do is because I have the Guardian Link sensor that goes with it. Another game changer. Again, I don't know. I do know it took me so long. I just didn't want to have several things connected to me because generally I wear pretty form-fitting stuff. So I was just like, I don't really like this whole idea of having everything connected to me. You just need to get that out of your head. You do. Because I wouldn't say it's not like I'm not diabetic, but from going to testing my blood sugars 4 to 6 times a day, I'm literally testing my blood sugar 3 times a day now. And what the sensor does is it actually reads my blood sugar and sends it to my pump. And then when I'm in auto mode, which I will explain later, it's a lot, okay? I'm just kind of telling you my breakdown of what I have done the past 15 years medical device wise. But it reads my blood sugar and sends it to my pump. And then when I'm in auto mode, it will start correcting on its own because it's taking my blood sugar almost pretty much, or it's spitting my blood sugar to my pump like every 15 minutes. That's crazy. The technology that's coming out for diabetes now we're getting so close. They're getting so close to almost no more finger pricks. I know that my endocrinologist had told me that there was going to be a device out that I literally would not have to check my blood sugar anymore. And younger kids that, do develop diabetes, they're not even going to know what checking your blood sugar means. And that will get me to my next point. The last device I was going to go over is my Contour Next Link. This is extremely nice because this is the actual testing, and I have the Contour Next testing strips as well. But this is so nice because when I take my blood sugar, it reads it straight to my pump. What's also nice with the sensor is that I can actually go onto my Contour Next Link and I can actually give myself insulin without having to take any of this out. So this is automatically connected to my pump. I just say I need 5 units of insulin, and then it will give me 5 units of insulin without even having to take my pump out. Now, like I said, there's so much detail to every single piece of information I have. I mean, so between the Medtronic pump that I have different pieces that I have to set up and connect to. These are 2 of them. This is the reservoir, and then this is the quick set, which is the tubing that the insulin will go through, and then this part is connected to my body. Now, this week, usually I only post on Sundays, but this week I'm going to actually do like 2-minute clips of 1, testing my blood sugar, okay, and 2, how to set up my pump and how to insert the 670G pump and show you everything that goes with it. And then 3, I'm gonna show you how to connect your sensor. So I think that was actually the first thing that I did. When I got my sensor a few months ago, I was like, I have no idea what to do with this thing. And this is the sensor connect. That's just one piece. But I was so confused when I got this. And the first thing I did was I went to YouTube, and there was maybe like a few different videos, but I just want a very precise video that will be a step-by-step instruction on how to make it a little bit easier, not just for somebody my age, but also to a parent that is trying to help their child maybe set up their sensor as well. So lots of information there. I was not planning on this being close to 11 minutes now. I was not at all. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a background of what I was doing to what I'm currently doing with how I get my insulin. So hopefully this helped. I'm building up to all the good stuff. So make sure you like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about anything, make sure that you comment down below. Comment and then let me know. And then I will do my best to answer anything out there that you guys may have questions to. So thank you so much. And I will be posting here this week. So stay tuned. Thanks.